To kick off a pay-per-view that I enjoyed, No Way Out 2001, we had the Big Show defeating the current Hardcore Champion, Raven, for the Hardcore Championship. The great thing about the Hardcore Championship was you never knew what to expect, who was going to get involved, who was going to walk out as champion, and it was a great way to get multiple wrestlers involved at a pay-per-view. Like this pay-per-view offered us the likes of Steve Blackman with the kendo sticks, Bob Holly, Popcorn Man, Crash Holly, and Billy Gunn. This was a good way to kick the pay-per-view off. Not the greatest Hardcore Championship match, not a memorable one, but it still got the crowd somewhat ready for the rest of the show. Chris Jericho defended his Intercontinental Championship against X-Pac, who I felt weren't really needed. He didn't seem to offer as much as the other opponents did. Chris Benoit. We are allowed to say his name now, right? Well, the WWE for quite some time didn't want anything to do with him, didn't want to mention his name, especially after what he did and how he made the rest of the WWE Universe feel. We are. Okay. And his other opponent, Eddie Guerrero. These guys went in as friends and their main goal was just to take the championship off Chris Jericho. But throughout the matches, there were numerous teasers of them breaking up and just wanting to be the champion themselves. And because of all this and Justin Credible's interference, Chris Jericho locking the walls of Jericho on each of his opponents and retaining the Intercontinental Championship. This match, it was entertaining. I really enjoyed this, and it was so great to see the likes of Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero and Jericho back in the day, and X-Pac actually wrestling here. Again, great match. I enjoyed it. Chris Jericho retaining the way he did, very nicely done. No complaints about this. With Vince McMahon's power as the chairman of the WWF WWE, he could have any male wrestler by his side as backup or any female wrestler he wanted. And in 2001, when he was going through the kayfabe divorce with Linda, he was targeting Trish Stratus. And while both things were going on, this was angering Stephanie McMahon to a point where this match was made. Stephanie McMahon versus Trish Stratus. And the match weren't bad. These two put on a good performance, really showing emotion in this match. Stephanie got a few moves in, quite a few moves, over Trish Stratus. But it was William Regal who had to decide who's going to pick up the win. And William Regal at this time was getting quite involved in the WWF. And most of the time, when you get aligned with Vince McMahon, you get good TV exposure. And in the end, first he was going to give Trish Stratus the win after he knocked out the referee to allow Trish Stratus to try and pick up the win. But then William Regal knocks out Trish to give Stephanie the win. So I felt Steph could maybe have done it without William Regal's involvement. But because of the involvement, it helped Vince McMahon, which is great. I think the WWE should be taking advantage of this more often and have, during a pay-per-view, a match to be made for Raw. Because backstage, Vince McMahon got frustrated with William Regal for choosing Stephanie and made the match Vince McMahon and Trish Stratus versus Steph and William Regal. In 2001, what would you say was your greatest or favourite match of the year? This match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H was brilliant. They brought it in the singles match, the street fight, and it started to go down in the cage match. But after a 40-minute match, what do you expect? This match was intense. This match brought a lot of attention. The crowd were behind it all the way through. And being a Triple H fan, I was enjoying this. I didn't mind who won. They were both telling a great story. And the story was quite interesting too. Who ran over Stone Cold? Rikishi admits he did it, but Triple H was behind it. We have Austin dropping Triple H in a car. We had the fact they were screwing each other from the championship matches they had. And a contract where they couldn't touch each other. So what does Triple H do? He pedigrees Jim Ross. What does Stone Cold do? Pedigrees Stephanie McMahon. Oh, I'm just saying, the way the WWF did this feud, made this match, gave the intensity, the feeling of this. Bravo, loved it. Something, when you think of 2001, this has to be one of the matches that comes to your mind. I guess after the awesomeness of Triple H versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, the WWF wanted to tone down the crowd. So they gave us a match which it had a story, but nothing that really interested us. You had Stevie Richards defeating Jerry the King Lawler, which basically meant that the cat would be joining Right to Censor instead of stripping off in front of the millions and millions of fans that were watching this match. And it became sad because afterwards, I think Cat left wrestling and Jerry Lawler was unhappy with that, so he took a break. But when their relationship broke, Jerry Lawler ended up coming back and performing, being a commentator again. But this match definitely did kill the crowd a bit because I don't think anyone really cared about this. But at least they tried to slowly pick up the crowd again in the next match, where we had the Dudleys, the current champions, defending their tag team championships against Edge and Christian and the Brothers of Destruction. And no disrespect, I love the Brothers of Destruction. They hyped up the match backstage when they said that we're just out there to fight, we're going to go out and destroy, we're just there to hurt. When the match came, they proved that they were the dominant ones. They were the top guys in this match. The performance from Edge and Christian and Dudley's, they're in a league of their own. They put on great matches, especially with the Hardys, as we all know, in TLCs. But this match, they may have been the odd sort, but then you had, was it Haku coming out and Rikishi? I forgot where that storyline went, but that took them out the picture to allow the Dudleys to retain their championships by putting Edge through a table. So the match was better than the Stevie Richards and Jerry Lawler match, and it was great to see, again, a good tag team match, which we don't really get nowadays. The question that was playing in my mind before we got to Kurt Angle defending his WWF Championship against the Great One, The Rock, in the main event of this pay-per-view was, how was this match meant to compete against Stone Cold Steve Austin, the top face in the company, versus the top heel in the company, Triple H? They put on a great performance, a match that I give full praise to, a match that felt like the main event. Not saying The Rock and Angle didn't put on a great match, because they did. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed their performance. They brought the best out of each other. And especially when The Rock had to hit the second rock bottom because of Earl Hebner's little slip up, it still didn't give me the great feeling that the Triple H and Austin match did. Now, people, just share your thoughts. And from me, NJ, thank you very much for watching. I'll be putting out another pay-per-view soon. But till next time, goodbye.